Hello. Mr. Howard, right? Okay. I'm investigator work. Okay.
In today's video, we're going to see the interrogation of a man accused of raping and killing a 12-year-old girl. On May 31st, 2017, an entire community was shaken by the disappearance of 12-year-old Naomi Jones. Friends and family described the girl as mature for her age and friendly. They also said she was a fighter and was unlikely to go off with a stranger. After a 5-day search, her body was discovered by a local fisherman. Jones' body had been covered by duct tape and thrown into a creek not far from her mother's apartment. Robert Howard was quickly identified as a person of interest because he was a registered sex offender. During their investigation, police found video surveillance of Howard's truck being in the area when the crime was committed.
We're investigating that missing girl from the apartment complex. And we've been talking to a ton of people, canvassing the area, trying to get everybody to, give samples of DNA. I have a consent to search if you would be willing to do a DNA swab. Yeah? Okay. No?
Sure.
Or yes?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I didn't know if you said no or yes. All right. Today's date is the 7th of June. Escambia County Sheriff's Office. 10:46 p.m. Okay. I'm going to read these instructions. You do not have to consent to a search of yourself or your property. If you do consent to such search, any evidence observed or obtained by such search can be used against you in a court of law. If you refuse to consent to such search, your refusal cannot be used against you. Unless you consent to such search, we cannot search you or your property without probable cause except upon the authority of a search warrant issued by a judge or a proper court authorizing the search. A search warrant will not be issued except upon an affidavit setting forth the facts which constitute legally sufficient probable cause for the issuance of the search warrant. You have the right to a lawyer for advice before questioning to such before consenting to such search. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one may be appointed to advise you. You understand? Okay.
Okay, now what is this for again?
Buckle swabs. We've been collecting buckle swabs from most sex offenders or anybody in the area. We've been trying to get buckle swabs. But, okay. Alright, so this is going to be... Alright, and then you just sign there for me.
Howard consents to let them take a DNA sample without protest. Given the nature of the case and the fact that he is a registered sex offender, he probably knows that it is inevitable and will make it look suspicious if he tries to avoid it.
And I'll have them come take that handcuff off. You're not under arrest at all, so I'll have them take that off.
When I pulled up, they surrounded me. I'm like, they say, need to talk to me. All this to talk.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
I just came here a few hours ago.
I'm going to have that taken off.
Okay.
I didn't realize you were even handcuffed over there, but you're not under arrest.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
take that out. Yeah.
Is it all right if I just stand up in the room, stretch my legs and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, he's gonna come in and get your buckles in a second. But yeah, you can get up and stretch your legs.
That I'm back for.
What's that? Buckles? Well, we're just gonna go over some of the stuff. The other investigator talked to you earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I had a chance to read over everything, and I had a couple questions I didn't get to ask you because I was busy.
Okay.
All right. This gentleman's going to get your buckle swabs just there.
How you doing, Robert? I'm Brent, man. All right, I'm the crime scene guy. I'm sort of like Olin Mills, so I got to do photos and I got to do the DNA swab. All right, it's really easy. You ain't got to move around or anything like that. I need for you to open that up though. Take your swivel water, wrist around in your mouth. That way you get all that dry mouth, cotton mouth solved. Because this is gonna make you just a little drier there, okay? We're going to use a pen too, okay, buddy? Alright, open up. I'm going to do the left cheek first. Alright. And right here, look at me. Left. Okay? Alright. And we're going to do the front gum. Alright. Alright. Front gum. And then we're going to do the right. If I can get the right in. Come on. There we go. Okay, open up for me. Let's see. Take another swig, man. I told you it was going to dry you out. I forewarned you. Alright, then we're going to do right. Okay, I'm going to write on here CHK, meaning cheek. Alright, what I'd like for you to do, man, if you don't mind, is that way it's official. I need for you to go ahead and just write your initials, and we're going to go with a time of 22:53, please. Okay, no, don't close it. I got to do that there. I got to do that in front of you too, man, okay? Go. What's your first name? Robert?
Yeah.
R-O-B-E-R-T?
Yeah.
And what's your last name, sir?
Howard.
Howard, H-O-W-A-R-D?
Yeah.
DNA evidence is one of the most critical pieces of evidence in a case. Samples can be taken in minutes, but having them examined and matched can take several months or more, depending on multiple factors, including how much the lab is backed up.
What's your DOB, buddy?
3/19/79.
3/19/79. And today's date is the 7th of June, 17. And I'm going to go with the same time that we went here, 23:50. Where did I put? 22:53. All right, so 22:53. And I introduce myself as Brent Davis, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Michelle, can you keep that water, or do you want it to go?
No, you can keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it from drying out, man, because this stuff, once you get that in there, it just kind of dries you out good. All right, let's cover bases again one more time, Robert. Right here next to the date and the time, just initial right there to the line for me. We'll do like that, all right? All right, buddy. Got any questions for me? All right, let's stand right there against the wall. I'm going to take 3 photos, all right? I'll do overall.
Mid.
Close. All right, bud. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright. This investigator Infinger, or Agent Infinger, used to work here. but now I know.
How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
What's your name?
Robert.
Robert, I'm Matt.
Okay. Alright. Can you give me your full name?
Robert Howard. Robert Latroy Howard.
LaTroy?
Yeah, Letroy.
What's your birthday?
3/19/79.
And where do you live?
Bruton, 210 Ball Lane. Lot 30. Bruton, Alabama.
And a phone number for you?
251
Mm-hmm.
363.
850. 363?
Yes.
Okay.
7930.
Is that a cell or home?
Cell.
Cell?
I have cell.
And that's your cell?
Yes.
And where do you work?
Freight car.
Freight car?
Freight. FRITCAR.
Where's that at?
Bruton.
Do you have an address for them?
It's either 1865 or 1365. I think one says 1865 Douglas Avenue.
Douglas?
Douglas Avenue.
Douglas
yeah.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Before we get started, I want to read over your rights, okay? Like I said, you're not under arrest at this time. I just want to read these over before we get started talking about anything. All right. Again, today's date is the 7th of June, 2017. Gaming County Sheriff's Office. It is
1056.
10:56. All right. All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court.
Okay.
You have the right to have a lawyer present while being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer will be appointed for you without cost before questioning. If you wish to have any answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You understand those rights?
Yes.
Okay. If you understand and you want to speak with us, just print there and sign. All right. Okay, and like I said, the other investigator gave me the information that she had obtained when she talked to you earlier this morning. And I know you've been talked to prior to that also, so you probably are like getting a little bit worn out of the talking to us. But we just have to go over details just because, you know, it is a missing little girl. Or not a missing little girl, she's now deceased.
Yeah, I heard.
And you live in the apartment, or your girlfriend lives in the apartment.
Yes.
What apartment does she live in?
216.
Apartment 216? All right. And what's her name again?
Lauren Ewing.
What is it?
Lauren Ewing.
Ewing?
Yes.
E-W?
E-W-I-N-G,
Okay.
yes.
And it's L-A-U-R-E-N. Okay. And you guys have a child together?
Yes. 1-year-old
Baby,
son,
right?
yes.
1-year-old? Okay.
Howard has had access to a location that enabled him to observe the victim's movements, which raises the chances that this had at least some level of planning.
And where does she work?
She works at Walgreens.
Walgreens?
Yes.
Which one?
9th Avenue.
Okay.
9th Avenue, yeah.
And you work at Frick Car?
Yes.
What is your schedule at work?
Work night shift. We go in time between 3:30 and 5, and we work like till like 8 hours is up. Or if we have like a long night, maybe we may work like 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours.
Okay. So you usually go in about 3:30 or 5 in
Between
the
3:30 and 5.
afternoon,
Yes.
and then you get off usually about what time?
Between the hours of maybe 11:30 and 1:30, somewhere from there.
Okay. 1 to 1:30?
Yeah.
Okay. What about like days of the week do you work?
Sunday through Thursday.
That's a regular. You don't switch around like
No.
weekends or anything like that. Just-
Unless only time I may, unless I'm usually off on Fridays and Saturdays, but I'm always off on Saturdays. May work a Friday if like one of the guys on day shift needs to be off Friday. He may work for me like one night, and I work for him like that Friday. Other than that, that's it.
Okay. Do you? I know they went through it already, but did you work that Wednesday that Naomi went missing? The
That
initial
Wednesday
day.
night, yes.
You worked that Wednesday night. What time did you work that night?
We went in a little after 5.
Okay, so 5:10, 5:15,
We clocked in like 5:36.
5:36. Who's we? Just everybody like a group?
Well,
you
it's
come
just
in at
me and
once?
one other guy that works there at night because we just set up everything to be prepared for the next day.
What's his name?
Jeffrey Lambert.
Lambeth.
Yes.
Okay. Does he live in Burton?
He lives in Flomaton.
Flomaton?
Yes.
Do you know his number? By chance, off the top of your head?
If I'm not mistaken, it's 727-1533. They got my phone. I don't know
Okay.
if they still have my phone. It's in my phone. So.
Okay. So 5:30 p.m. Wednesday the 31st, you were clocked in at work. Okay. And when do you remember what time you got off that night?
Whenever the 8 hours is up, like I said, whether we get through early or whatever, whenever them 8 hours is up, that's when we got off, and we got through before the 8 hours was up. So that would put us like 1:30.
1:30. All right. All right. And earlier, before you went to work that day, where'd you wake up in the morning?
Here, Laura.
Over at this apartment?
Yes.
Okay, so you woke up at the apartment over here. What time would you say you woke up?
It was early. It was early in the morning. The exact time I really don't know, but it was early in the morning.
Before 9?
Yes, before 9.
Okay. Before 8?
Between about 7. I'll say about 7, maybe.
7?
It's
yeah.
like I say, I usually don't sleep past 8, if that. But,
Okay. And then what'd you two do?
Laura went to work. I went to the gym that morning.
What gym?
Real Time Fitness
Where's that at?
on 9 Mile.
And what time were you there?
I'll say I was there about 9:30.
You have to use like a key card or
Yeah,
anything.
that's on my car keys. If they got those too. I mean, I didn't get
Okay.
anything in my car.
So you have to like
You have to
swipe.
scan yourself in. Yes.
What time did you take Lauren to work?
She drove her own car to work.
You didn't take her?
I didn't take her to work.
Okay.
I just went and
I
got
thought
her
they
on
had
her
said
lunch
you-
break. I just went and picked her
Oh,
up
okay.
on
That's
lunch
where I
break.
was confused a little bit. Okay. So she took herself to work. What does she drive?
She drives a Honda. It's like a small gray Honda. It's not a
Gray?
Accord. Yes, gray.
Gray? Okay.
It's not a Accord. It's a
Civic?
yes.
Civic?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what do you drive?
I have a silver Altima.
Nissan Altima?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that registered here or Alabama?
It's originated in Alabama.
Alabama. Okay.
What year is it?
2010.
Okay. So Lauren drove herself to work,
Mhm.
and then you went to the gym 9 to 9:30, and then after that?
When I left the gym, came back to the apartment. Stayed at the apartment until I went to see Lauren on her lunch break. That was about 11:30.
So you got home about 10 to the apartment.
Well, I say 10 something. Cause like I
Oh,
said, when
yeah,
I go
'cause
to
you
the gym,
worked
I
out.
usually stay about an
Mhm.
hour. So I'll say about 10 something. Yeah,
Okay. Like 10:30,
we'll just say 10:30.
10:30, or I mean, I'm just.
I mean, I don't know the
Yeah,
exact time.
yeah.
It's just
Okay.
I just say 10
So after
something.
10,
Yeah.
before 11.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you went to get her for lunch.
For lunch, yes.
Okay. And
Picked her up for lunch, and we came back to the apartment.
what time did you pick her up?
11:27.
Okay. And then you came back to the
Came
apartment for
back
lunch.
to the apartment for
okay.
lunch. She had to get another shirt. She works in the pharmacy, but when they work the floor or have to work up front, it's a certain pullover shirt that they have to wear. So by her working overtime, she was working up front, so she had to get that shirt. So she got that shirt. She got her something to eat.
They are trying to pin down his movements as accurately as possible. Not only will this serve to eliminate him if he is innocent, but it will be vital to the prosecution if it goes to trial. The defense would like to insinuate that the police were unfairly targeting Howard because of his past crimes. It will be easier to convict him if they can prove he wasn't anywhere else at the time of the kidnapping.
and we got back to Walgreens. It was after 12 because she was a little late getting back. I know that because she said I'm gonna be late getting in.
Okay. After 12, like,
Wouldn't like maybe a couple minutes, 3 to 5 minutes after 12. Something
Okay.
Like that.
all right. And then after you dropped her off,
Dropped her off. Came back over. I was gonna go to the Dollar General to get something, but I didn't go in because it started storming. So I just turned and went to Bruton.
did you get out of the car at all
No,
at Dollar
I didn't get
General?
out, no.
You just drove through
I
the
just-
parking lot?
When I got ready to pull in, I didn't even pull all the way in. When I turned in, turned around right there. Like while I turned in the spot, turned around like when you pull into the Dollar General, not in front of the store, but they have another parking spot over here facing back to the street.
Mhm.
Pulled over there,
Which
turned back around.
Dollar General was that?
Davis Highway.
Davis. Okay.
Like by the old academy over there?
Right up from West Florida Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Dollar General, and then where?
I came to Bruton from there.
You went straight to Bruton
Yeah.
from Dollar General.
Yeah, I came to Bruton to was going to see a friend before they went to a funeral.
Okay.
But when I made it to Bruton, they were already gone. So
All right. So what time did you arrive in Bruton?
about 1:30ish, 1:40 maybe, somewhere in there.
Okay. And then what'd you do when you got there?
When she was gone, I went home to the house. Went to my house.
Your house?
Yes.
And that's the 210 Ball Street?
Yes.
Okay, so you got into Bruton, you didn't make any stops, you just went straight over to
Straight-
your house?
straight to my house.
Okay. And then, how long were you at your house?
Maybe about 45 minutes, maybe
All right.
45 to an hour, maybe. Left.
Where'd you go?
Came back to Pensacola. Well, I called Jeff and told him that I needed to come back to Pensacola. And,
Jeff's your coworker?
yes.
Okay.
And I told him I was coming back and I needed to get my gear because it was storming. I didn't have my boots. I didn't have my rain jacket or anything. Came back here to get that. Made it back here maybe like something to 4, right at 4. 4-ish, maybe.
Okay. So you got back in Pensacola about
Mhm.
4 p.m.?
Yeah.
All right. And grabbed your raincoat,
Grabbed
boots,
my
and then
gear.
immediately back to Bruton?
Yes, when I grabbed everything, I came out the door. When I came out the door and came downstairs, that's when the little girl's mom and another older lady stopped and asked me if I had seen the little girl. And I told them, no, I just came down to the apartment. And that's when she told me her daughter was missing. And I talked with them for a few minutes, and I told her I'm not being rude, but I got to go to work. And I left.
Okay. So how long would you say you were at the apartment complex when you came back over there?
It wasn't 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just long enough to grab 2 Powerades, my rain jacket, and my boots.
Okay. And then back to Bruton.
Back to Bruton.
Okay. And when did you arrive in Bruton?
Like I said, around about 5:30, because we clocked in at 5:36. I'm going to say like
So you went straight to work?
straight to work,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And then you worked until, you said, 1:30?
1:30, yes.
And then what'd you do after that?
Got off and I came back to Pensacola.
Okay. Where'd you go in Pensacola?
Back to Lawrence.
It was straight over to
Straight-
Johnson?
Yes.
Okay. And what time would you say you got there?
I said if I left at 1:30, got about maybe like 2:35, 2:40, because it's usually within an hour.
Okay. And then,
And took a shower, watched TV until I got tired and got into bed.
okay.
Was Lauren there when you got back?
Yes, Lawrence always there.
Okay.
I woke, I always tap her and let her know I'm in the house.
Did you wake her up that night?
I always tap her. Whenever I get in the house, I always tap her and let her know I'm there.
Did she acknowledge you?
She always said, mm-hmm. That's all she said, mm-hmm.
And what time did you say you got back to the apartment?
About 2:35, 2:40, somewhere in there.
What vehicle did you?
I always drive my vehicle to work.
Which one?
The Nissan Altima.
Howard answers the questions with an air of openness, as if he has nothing to hide. Suspects with this much control are generally harder to break down during interrogations.
Okay. So you were in that car that night?
Yes, I'm in that car every night.
Okay.
I had a question because I've been. Is my house and vehicle gonna be searched? Because
Yes.
I've been looking. Okay, that's all I'm
Yes.
asking because
Yes.
I haven't cleaned it. Everything is still
Yes,
the same.
that's what they're doing right now. So
that's what I've been waiting on. That's just like I
Well,
told
not-
you today.
yeah,
I
your
mean, I know you're not
house,
saying
like
it, and
your
I know
apartment.
why y'all are taking precautions because of
Yeah.
my status. And like I say, I just been waiting on this to happen because I knew it was gonna happen. So that's all I wanted to know. That's fine.
What is your background with your history or
Well,
whatever?
when I was in right after I got out of high school, me and the girls messed around. She got pregnant, and her grandmother is like a minister or whatever. So it was more of I made her than it being consensual to the point of because we had been doing this the whole summer. And so I said I got I copped out because I didn't have no money to try to afford a lawyer, so I had to cop out, and I did 15 years,
How old were you?
like 18 years old,
And how old was she?
like 17,
Okay. What year was that?
1998.
what was the charge?
First degree rape.
First degree rape?
Yes.
In a bold move, Howard brings up his status as a sex offender, taking control of the narrative before the detectives can use it against him.
That was in Alabama.
Yes.
She was 17, you said?
Yes.
How long had y'all
Almost.
had a relationship?
We started messing around this summer, so I mean we knew each other, for years. So
Did y'all go to the same school?
yes, we went to the same school. Yes.
What school?
Tiarbo.
Okay. She live near you? Did y'all hang out? Or?
Well, we started messing around when I was playing in the 3-on-3 tournament because everybody was at the gym together, so we would see each other, and really it was just something thrown out there, but it ended up happening.
When you say you started seeing her in the summer, is that like, do you mean right after you graduate or got out of school, or did you start seeing her in the summer before school ended?
Just like I seen her all through school, but it was nothing, ever said or done. But like that summer, we hooked up. We started hooking up during that summer, right out there in that school.
Okay. How many times did y'all hook up before, I guess, y'all got caught?
From that summer all the way up until like December.
So, May,
It was like
Well,
more like
June,
June, July.
June, July, August, September, October, November, December, about 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there another charge that you had in your history?
Yeah, it was say the same thing. It was just another girl put in. But it was like basically like I did this same thing to this other girl.
You got her pregnant, or you just?
No, I didn't get her
Okay.
pregnant. It was just we was messing around, and she said I made her. And it's the same time that this other girl said the same thing.
And what
Basically, they
was-
said I did the same thing to both of them in the same night at the same time,
So you were 18. How old was this girl?
same age.
So both 17.
Now my paperwork, I don't know if this changed, but in my paperwork, it had like 2 different ages. Then it said it was a white female. It's not a white female. It's 2 black females, and they were the same age. I don't know if they ever changed it because they got my tattoos
Yeah,
and
because
everything
I thought
else.
one of them was a younger
Yeah,
female.
they
said.
got a lot of my stuff messed up. They got the
Okay.
tattoos and everything messed up. So that, I don't know if they changed it or fixed it, but we
Mm-hmm.
were all like 17, 18 years old, and it was 2 black females.
Okay.
Well, they had to be under 18, right?
17 years old. Yes.
17. Okay. What kind of, just real quick, what kind of phone do you have?
It's the G.
Is it an iPhone or an Android?
It's an Android phone.
The detective abruptly changes the line of questioning. Howard is too comfortable right now, which is a way to shake him up without making him nervous.
And the number that you gave me is the number to that phone that you have, the 36.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a like a Google account or anything?
I got a Gmail, like a email.
What is that?
And I got a Yahoo account as well.
What is
What's your,
that?
what's Lauren's phone number? Is that her cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so she has her cell phone and this is your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay.
The missing girl, have you ever seen her around the complex, or?
See her all the time when we were in and out. Like I said, when we would come in, they would be either playing between the complexes or on her mom's back balcony, because going up the steps, you can see their balcony, or their back porch rather, from the balcony. They would always speak whenever we would come in and out. And other than that, that was about it.
She dances a lot back there, doesn't she?
I guess.
On the on the balcony?
Well, they be back there playing most of the time when I
Mhm.
see them. As far as dancing, I don't know.
Yeah. I heard she does a lot of dancing. Mom says she dances on the back porch a lot.
That's where we see them back there
Was she
playing.
friendly? I mean, the
She always
little girl?
spoke. I mean, like I said, other than that, that's pretty much all I know about her. Like I said, she would always speak. If she seen us, she would speak. Regardless if we seen her or not, she would let us know that she was there. She would speak.
I gotcha. Did she ever come over to y'all's apartment or anything?
She's never been to our apartment.
So
We've never been to Lauren's. If she has, she's been there when I wasn't there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Lauren told me one day that they missed the bus and they came and used her phone to call their mom and let her know they missed the bus. Other than that, that's all I know about them being there.
Okay.
So she's never been in Lauren's apartment other than just
Not when
at
I
the
was there.
door?
Not when I was there.
Okay.
Nothing I know
What about, have they ever been in your cars?
No.
Either one of your cars?
of. No.
Go ahead.
Did you see that girl that Wednesday at all?
No, sir.
When was the last time you saw her?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe like, it may have been that weekend, maybe between Friday and Sunday. Somewhere up in there, because I was off. I know it may have been like that Friday or Saturday.
So
I was
you
off.
were staying there the whole weekend?
Yeah, you used to come down the weekend, yes.
Okay.
How often do you stay at that apartment?
Um,
I mean, if you
I'm allowed, okay, with my regulations of what I can and can't do, I'm allowed to stay anywhere 3 days, no more than 3 days. So I'll stay like 2-3 days at a time. I go home for a day. I can come back for 3 more days. So that's how I usually do.
how long have you been involved with Lauren?
Couple years.
Like 2, 3?
So I mean, like since about 2015.
Okay.
You guys only have the one child together?
Just one, yes.
Okay.
How did you meet Lauren?
We met at a parade. At a high school parade.
Here in Pensacola
In
or
Bruton.
oh, in Bruton? Is
Yes.
she from Bruton too?
No, her best friend is from Bruton. And they were there together, and that's how I met her.
Okay. How old is Lauren?
Lauren's 30.
30.
Yes.
And how old are you now?
38.
You said that the missing girl was never in your car or anything like that, and the only interaction you've had with her is just like,
If I see her, if she sees me or she sees however we were, she speaks. That's it.
do you hang out in any certain areas of Pensacola or?
Howard is careful to say that Jones was never in his girlfriend's apartment while he was there, which leaves the possibility that she had been there. This wording means that if any evidence is found in the apartment, they still haven't caught Howard in a lie. The same cannot be said for the cars, since he has flat out denied Jones was ever in them.
What do you do when you're here in Pensacola?
We're pretty much at the apartment.
Okay.
I said if I go work out in the morning, I go work out in the morning, and that's pretty much it.
Do you ever go, do you have any other friends that live in Pensacola? Do you know anybody, say, over in the Lincoln Park area?
Where's Lincoln Park? He said something to me earlier about Lincoln Park. What is Lincoln Park?
That's,
He said something. I said, well, he said something to me about Lincoln Park, and I asked him. He said something like west of the interstate. I don't know which way is west.
like if you're coming from Bruton and you're coming south on Highway 29, where do you usually turn off to go to
I turn
the apartment?
right there right at 9 Mile. I get off on 9 Mile.
Okay. If you kept coming south, like past 9 Mile, and came up to, like, you know where Carpenter's Campers is on the corner of 29 and Detroit, right there? Like, if you took a right going west, that would be like Lincoln Park area over in there.
I got you.
You know anybody over in that area? Do you ever go over in that area?
We went to church over there before at
You can describe the church if you can't remember the
It's
name.
just a big church. Once you
Is it
go
like
so
a
far
big
out.
metal building church that
Yeah.
sits like off the road over there? Okay. How often do y'all go to church there?
Whenever we, maybe once or twice a month, maybe.
When was the last time you went? Just
This
curious.
Past Sunday.
Okay. Today's Wednesday. So this past Sunday you were at church there? Okay. Is that the only time you go over on that part of town? Okay. Were you in that area or over that way on last Wednesday, the 31st?
No, sir.
Okay.
Or June 1st?
No, no.
Okay.
Your car, describe it to me. You said it's silver.
It's a silver 2010 Nissan Altima. Nothing special about it. Has a
2-door, 4-door?
4-door. Yeah.
4-door. You got tinted windows,
Yes.
rims,
Tinted windows, no rims.
stock rims.
Yeah, just factory. Yeah.
I got you. Okay. And you said the last time you saw, I'm just going to call her Naomi, that's her name, Naomi, would have been that past weekend? Okay. Did y'all have any interaction then, or?
No, not. I mean, I say if it was just speaking, coming in or either out.
How old do you think she is?
They say, well, I know they say she's 12 years old from the
Okay.
flyer.
Before that, how old do you think she was?
A kid, maybe, I said maybe 10, 11 before
Okay.
that.
So she looked young.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. What time did you say you left the apartment that day?
I
To,
left,
to go up to Bruton?
which time? 'Cause I went twice. I went to see
It'd
a
have been
friend.
earlier in the
I went to see
day.
a friend. I left around like close to about 12:15, 12:30.
Okay.
Let us see what friend.
Yolanda Mitchell.
When did you do that?
That Wednesday.
Okay. I didn't have that in the list of stuff we went through. Where was it before you dropped Lauren off or after
It
you
was
dropped?
after I dropped Lauren off. When I dropped Lauren off, that's where
That's
I
where you went
Yeah, I
before
went to see.
Bruton?
Yeah, I was going to see her.
Okay.
Now she lives in Bruton. That's why I was going to Bruton to see.
Okay. So you got into Bruton. I have down 130 to 140.
Mhm.
And then you went to,
I was going to see her, but when
what's her name again?
Yolanda Mitchell, YOLUNDRA Mitchell, MITCHELL.
Okay. And you were going to go to her house?
Yes.
Where's she live?
I cannot remember the street name, but it's at 112. Her phone number is 251-591-6108. But when by the time I got this shit, I already left to go to the funeral. But we talked from the time I left Pensacola till I got to Bruton.
You did say that your friends already went to the funeral, but
Yeah.
I didn't know you were meeting a friend
Yes, I was meeting
specific.
her.
So
Yes,
okay.
What kind of relationship you have with her?
we mess around. We
Okay.
mess around.
How old is she?
37.
They're gathering a list of people they will need to question, although the sexual nature of the relationship between Howard and his friend means that she might potentially lie for him.
Okay. And I assume Lauren doesn't know
No,
that.
she doesn't.
Okay, I got you. Just a little something on the side.
Yes.
I got you. All right. Does your car have any like GPS on it or anything like that?
No.
I got you. All right. And you said you left the apartment complex about 12:30ish to go up that way?
I
Okay.
left Walgreens and then we went back to the complex.
So if we talked to, what was her name again?
Yolanda.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure she'll tell you that we talked the whole time, and I went to see her. Actually, we took a lunch break that night on Wednesday night, and I went to see her for about 30 minutes. We took a lunch break that Wednesday night.
Did you have this same phone number that you gave me? Did you have it that night that you called her on, or is it a different number?
No, I called her.
It
on
was that phone number, so your
yeah.
phone record would say that
Yeah.
you called her for a
Yes.
certain amount of time that day.
Yes.
Okay. And you gave me her phone number so I could just check to see that you called her.
Okay.
Okay.
You went to her house on your lunch break?
Yes, that evening. Yes.
Okay. How long were you there?
About 30 minutes, maybe. It was just like a lunch break. And she lived like right around the corner. Well, yeah, basically right around the corner from Fred, the neighborhood over across from it.
Oh, so she lives real close
Yeah,
to
she
your
lives
job?
very close to you.
What time did you take your lunch break?
Maybe about 8:39. I mean 8:39.
Would you say the duration of your phone call with her on the way to Bruton was?
It's going, because the service is going to cut in and out, so it's going to say, from this time, this time, this. But I called her maybe, once I got maybe the 29, so I'm going to say about, I talked to her until she went into the service. I said she went into the service before I actually made it all the way to Bruton, because she had to go to Evergreen. So, maybe 40 to 45 minutes, maybe.
What kind of girls are you into? I mean, what do you like?
Like grown women. I mean, women that's my age. I mean, I really have no preference of what size or how fat or how skinny, how tall or how thin, but they're gonna be legal. I don't fool with no kids. I don't mess with no teenagers, anything like that.
I got you. I mean, you like younger girls, like.
I mean, I haven't been with anyone younger than Lauren.
What's the youngest girl you've been with?
Lauren is the youngest girl I've been with.
And she's 30?
30, yes.
I got you. Is there any reason, like, your DNA would be on Naomi's body or anything like that?
I don't see why it would be. We've never been in spitting distance of each other. So, there's no reason it would be.
Okay. So you've never had any physical contact with her
None
before?
whatsoever.
Okay. What if I were to tell you that your car was in the area where her body was found that night?
That's impossible.
Why?
Because it could have been.
Why? Tell me why.
Because when I have my car, it's either at work. When I leave work, I come straight back to Johnson Avenue, Lauren's apartment.
Did anybody else have your car that night?
No one ever has my car.
So you don't know, does Lauren ever drive your car?
She has a few times, but it's been a little while since she drove my car.
Okay. You don't ever loan your car out?
No.
Okay. If we were to subpoena your phone records, are they going to show you in that area?
They wouldn't show me in that area.
Okay. I'm just going to be honest with you. What time did you pick Naomi up?
I never picked Naomi up. Just being honest with you.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
Well, about the time you leave your apartment is the time she goes missing.
But the thing about that is, when I drop Lauren off, I go straight to Bruton. So how is it that I can pick her up?
The thing about that is that we already have your phone records.
Okay.
And you were at the apartments at 1:30.
I was gone at 1:30.
Phone records show no, you were there at 1:30. That phone number that you gave me is the phone number we subpoenaed for the records. You were at the apartments at 1:30. You were not in Bruton.
I was on my way to Bruton.
You were. I'm not going to argue with you.
I mean, you don't have to argue, but okay. If you say I was at the apartment, just please search my license. Nothing has been changed in my car since the day that the first officer flipped through it and looked through it. Everything is in there. If you find anything in that car, it's going to be from your Laundra Mitchell. Where she sits in that front seat and talks to me. Other than that, that's it.
Do y'all have sex in your car?
And we've never had sex in the car. No.
Did she ever perform oral sex on you in that car?
No, she hasn't.
Okay.
The detective finally manages to make Howard visibly upset when they tell him that the cell phone shows he was at the apartment when Jones went missing. He starts to argue, but manages to get himself under control.
I think one or two things happen. You either have a fetish or were attracted to Naomi and you got her to get in your car and things might have gotten, let's say, a little carried away, or either you're just a stone cold rapist or killer, man.
Well,
I mean,
it's
one or the
it's
other.
neither, because I never got her to get in my car. She's never been in my car. That's why I've never cleaned my house. I've never cleaned my car because of that. So I feel like if I clean that car and y'all find it clean, oh, well, he cleaned it before we can get to it. That's why I didn't do that.
Why would you even think?
Because the day that when they looked through the day that they questioned us, I had to get a brake job done. I told
What day were you questioned?
Friday.
Okay.
And I told the guy, I said, well, I had an appointment to get a brake job done at 10. I said, I'm not leaving because y'all questioned me. I said, I need to go get this brake job done. He was like, that's fine. But the guy that was with him as his partner, I don't even remember the name. I think it was like Officer Paul or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guy that was with him came, looked through my trunk. He opened my back seat, looked in it, front seat, looked in it. And from that day there, I said, don't clean this car out. Because I feel like, it's eventually going to come. So, I'm already, have a status of sex offender. So, whatever I have is going to be searched. I feel like that anyway.
Right.
Because I'm already a potential suspect, I guess. You say that?
But wouldn't you agree you had time to clean the car before you were even questioned?
Sure, but I didn't. There was no need to. I told Lauren the same thing.
What did you tell her?
When we talked about it, when I told her to look through my car, I said, I'm not going to clean that car because I feel like it's going to come back. So they're going to be like, we need to see this car. I told her that. I told Yolanda that when me and her talked about it.
What made you feel that way?
Like I just told you. I feel like, when you look through it, I'm right there at the complex where this child's missing. I'm right there. I'm already, like I said, sex offender status is over my head already. So I'm right there. So he's right here. So why not just check him out?
Right.
That's why. To get myself in the clear, I said I wasn't cleaning the car and I wasn't cleaning my house. That way, if you need to search it, go through it, however, do that.
I got you. Do you hunt or anything?
No.
Have you ever hunted?
Mm-mm.
Like when you were younger?
No.
Never really been in the outdoors or?
I've never owned a gun, anything to hunt with. No. My father didn't own one. I didn't own one. We didn't have stuff like that to hunt with. So no.
What kind of jobs have you had in your life?
I worked at a packing plant. Place called New South Apparel. It's no longer anything now. I worked there packing and shipping boxes. And when I got out of prison, I got a job at Frick.
The packing plant, what did y'all pack there? Was that,
clothing.
okay. Was that right out of high school or?
Yeah.
So right out of high school you got a job,
Mm-hmm.
started working.
Mm-hmm.
And how long did you have that job?
About 4 or 5 months.
And then you get arrested or?
Mm-hmm.
So then you get arrested and then when did you get out of prison?
December 2013.
And that's when you got the job.
Got the job at Frick like March 2014.
How long have you been over at the apartment with Lauren?
Lauren moved over there maybe like, it's about, I know it's because their lease is coming up, about maybe like 2 years. So she's been over like 2 years.
And you've been staying off and on over there for those 2 years? How long has Naomi been there? How long have you been seeing her there?
They were there before before Lauren moved there, rather.
Oh, so they've been there the whole time you've been there?
Yeah.
I got you.
Howard has had 2 years to become fixated on Jones and established himself as a non-threatening neighbor. Jones was friendly and outgoing and likely thought of Howard as a safe person. If he had spoken to her or called her over, she wouldn't have thought anything was wrong until it was too late.
So if we say we have your car on video over there where we found the body, what do you say to that?
Yeah, like I told you a little while ago, impossible.
So which is it? Did you pick her up and have?
I did not pick her up. I did not have anything to do with that child whatsoever.
Did she come get in your car that day?
She didn't get in anything that I own. Like I said, we've never been in spitting distance of each other at all. At all. She's never been in my car. She's never been in the same room with me. Like I said, we haven't been close at all, period.
If we were to offer you to take a polygraph, would you take a polygraph?
Sure.
I'm not saying that's going to happen,
I
but if
mean,
we were to offer it,
if
you'd be
yeah.
open to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she got in your car.
Tell you she didn't. I mean, you got your thoughts, You're supposed to try to analyze everything, but she didn't. She didn't. At all. Because if she got in that car, I'm pretty sure you'd find some fingerprint, hair, something. But she didn't.
Maybe not.
I'm pretty sure you would if you got in that car. I'm pretty sure you would, but she didn't. She's never been in that car. Never.
She ever been in your truck?
I don't have a truck.
You don't have a green Ford Ranger?
That truck has been broke down. That's what I ended up getting this Altima. That truck's been broke down. Matter of fact, it's still sitting at Normeyer's with blowed heads on it.
Is it a Ranger?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got you. So, you weren't over around Detroit and Ashland on June 1st around 2:30 in the morning?
No, sir, I wasn't.
And what time do you say you got home?
It was around 2:30.
Well, we have your car on video over there.
Yeah, you say you do, but I'm telling you, you don't.
We have your car on video. We have your phone records that show your exact route from where you were at, from the apartments to Bruton, back down to where she was found, back to Johnson. And they show exactly which route you went. You can't deny it. It's your phone number. It's your phone number and your phone records. You could keep denying it, or you could tell me what really happened and give your story of what happened. She's a cute girl. She looks a little older. Maybe you guys had something and...
How can we have something? I've never been around the child.
How do you explain, though? How do you explain that your phone is showing that you're going in those directions? How do you explain that?
If you say you got my car on video and you say this is showing all of this, let me see it. Because there's no way that... None of that.
I don't see it.
There's no way.
All right, I'll show you.
What's that?
A Nissan Altima.
Okay, and what is that supposed to mean?
That's your car.
How's it? Okay, so how are you just going to tell me that's my car? Out of...
It's your car. Because your phone puts you in that exact spot that that car is at the exact time that that car is on that video.
The evidence is compelling, and the detectives start questioning Howard more aggressively. The hope is that he will either become desperate enough to lie in an incriminating way or give up entirely and confess.
If you say so.
We don't say so. I mean, that's what
It's
the
all
evidence says.
That is not my car. That's not my car. That child has never been in my car. I've never had that child in my car. Like I said, me and that child has never been in spitting distance of each other. Never.
So you are a cold-blooded murderer.
Because
you're sitting here deny, you don't care, you just put it like
Hold
you
on.
just deny everything and lie because we have proof that you're lying.
But this child has never been in my
to
car.
me, a 12-year-old baby is dead, and you're sitting
child
here
has never
lying
been in
through
my
the
car.
whole thing
This
about
child
where
has
you
never-
were for some reason.
The child has
Why
never
are you
been in my
lying?
car.
Why are you lying about your whereabouts?
The child has never been in my car.
Why are you lying about your whereabouts?
The child has never been in my car.
Okay, so where has she been?
I don't know
Where
where
did
she's
you
been.
put her?
I did not put her anywhere.
Well, then, if she is in
I've
her
never
car,
had
you
her.
must have stashed her
I've
somewhere.
never had her. She's never been with me.
She has. You killed her.
No, I did not.
You killed her.
You
raped her and you killed her.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
What'd you do then?
I didn't do anything.
You
I
raped
didn't
her.
have her.
You raped that baby.
Okay. I can't argue with what you think or how you feel about it. I can just.
She just turned 12. She's 11 years old.
I did not touch that child.
You-
I did not
you
have
raped
that
her.
child. All right.
Did she come on to you and
I did not.
things went a
nothing.
little too far?
Nothing. Like I said, I've never been with the child. No kind of weight whatsoever. I've never touched the child. No kind of weight whatsoever.
So she didn't come on to you?
No, she didn't.
Is there any reason there'd be blood on your car?
No. Not at all.
So Help me understand why your car is on video and why your phone records put you in the area where the body was dumped.
I have no idea.
I mean, you got to explain that.
How do I have to explain it? I do not know. I'm sitting here telling you seriously.
That's not a very good answer. I don't know where I was, and I don't know why my phone's...
I told you where I was.
And we know it's not, because
Okay.
we have proof it's not. So you're going to have to come off the truth, or you're just going to look like a liar and a cold-blooded murderer. Because you're denying the facts.
I've never been with this child. I never had this child. I never touched this child. This child has never been in my car. At all, period.
So then why did you drive over there?
Drive over there when?
When you're on video, on that camera.
That's not me.
When your phone is hitting that same exact area that camera
that's
is.
That's not me.
If you had gone straight home, your phone wouldn't be putting you in that area. It'd put you over in the apartment. And it doesn't do that.
Not until after you go over that area.
That's not me.
What do you mean that's not you? Do you have a personality disorder or something?
No, I don't.
Okay. So, she didn't come on to you at all?
No.
You weren't attracted to
No,
her?
it was not.
So when the jury sees these photographs of this girl and sees how she was treated just like a piece of garbage, I mean, what do you think they're going to think about you?
I mean, hell, they're going to probably think the worst. I mean, regardless of what, they're going to think the worst, but I didn't do that. I didn't do it.
So you didn't kill Naomi?
No, I did not.
Did you have sex with her?
No, I did not.
Either something just went wrong when you were with her. Has she done anything to piss you off?
You keep saying something went wrong when she was with me. She was not with me. So I keep trying to get you. She was not with me.
Okay. Has Naomi ever done anything to piss you off?
We've never talked. We've never had any kind of conversation or whatever, anything. Other than her speaking when I go into Lauren's apartment or coming out, that's it. That is it.
Just, hey, how are you?
Just speaking, hey. That's all she would ever say, hey.
Howard still insists that Jones was never in his car and that he never had contact with her beyond a casual greeting when they passed each other at the apartment. He has left no room for excuses if DNA evidence is found in his car.
Why do you think somebody would do that to a 12-year-old?
I have no idea. I have a 1-year-old and a 17-year-old
Your 17-year-old boy or girl?
girl.
Does she have anything to do with you?
Yeah, we talk.
Does she ever stay with you or anything?
No, she doesn't.
Where does she live?
She lives in Brooklyn.
How often do you see her?
This is when I go to her basketball games.
Do y'all talk on the phone or
She might text me or something.
do y'all talk on Facebook or
She'll text me.
do you have any like?
We're friends on Facebook, but she'll text me.
I gotcha. What kind of social media accounts do you do?
I have Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.
What's your Instagram account?
It's Skip2425.
Skip 2425.
Mm-hmm.
And what about your Snapchat account? What is that?
It's just you can make like 10-second videos and you can post them for everybody to see them, or it's just like I can message back and forth with you with it.
I got you. What's your username or whatever for that?
Same thing.
The skip.
24-25.
Do you have a Kick account or anything?
I don't even know what that is. Those are only 3 social media I've ever had.
What do you think happened to Naomi?
I really have no idea.
I mean, you haven't. This girl's missing. You know about it. You haven't wondered what happened to her. Or?
I wondered. I mean, sure, I wondered, but I mean, I just hope that she was alive. You know, I didn't hope that something had happened. The worst had happened to her. I don't want the worst or anything bad to happen to nobody.
What did you think happened to her when you heard she was dead?
I didn't know. I mean, when I heard that she had been found, she was found dead, I was like, well, you know, damn. And I asked how or what happened, and they were like, they wasn't sure. And but as a matter of fact, we watched the live streaming they had on Facebook. Somebody was streaming it live on Facebook where they,
Well, what were they? Who was streaming?
I have no idea. You have people, like I say, you have people that will go live with stuff, and I mean, if they share it with everybody, anybody can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, so they Jimmy was watching it at work, and he stood and watched some of it.
What was going on that y'all were watching? Describe what was going on.
I mean, it was just, from what we could see, it was just like officers had it blocked off, and it was like a couple of people standing out there. That's all you could see.
So it was somebody videoing or live streaming where she was found?
Mm-hmm.
Was it like a news person or just like a normal person that was out there?
A normal person with a phone. It wasn't news. I don't guess it was news. Like I say, it was just, you can just tell that like somebody was streaming it live. Well, it said live, and it tells how many viewers it has.
I got you. And what were they saying?
I mean, when nobody really saying anything, it's just like it was just showing that you see people talking, but you really couldn't hear anything they were saying.
Who did you ask about how she died or whatever? You said you asked some people.
I asked a person, guys. Matter of fact, it's Jeffrey.
Killers often monitor the news or ask questions of other people about the crime, usually to see if they're in danger of being discovered. The police will be questioning Howard's friends and coworkers to see if he showed an unusual interest in the case.
He told me at work, he was like, they found a little girl dead. And I was like, how? And he was like, I don't know.
Let me ask you this. You didn't have anything to do with her rape and murder? Then please explain your car and phone being over in that area. You may not have had anything to do with rape and murder, but why are you over there? Just...
I cannot tell you at all.
You don't know why you're over there?
I wasn't there. I'm serious. I wasn't there. That was not me.
Did somebody else kill her and you helped get rid of the body?
No. Person couldn't pay me enough to do that.
What do you think ought to happen to whoever did this? You have a daughter.
Shit. Man. It's a number of things just ramble off, you know. I'm just good ass whoopings, you know. Just ass whooping after ass whooping.
So torture them?
Ass whooping after ass whooping. I'm gonna say that.
What else would you want done to them?
I ain't gonna say kill him, because that'd be too easy. I mean, so just give him ass whooping after ass whooping. Just some of the most brutal ass whoopings you can give him.
How were you raised? Or where were you raised?
I was raised in Bruton by my mom and dad. You know, it was okay. Wasn't the best, but it was okay.
What kind of person was your mom?
Mom was a good person.
Tell me about her.
A very good person. Worked hard. Worked a couple jobs. Try to make ends meet. Keep us food on the table and stuff like that there. Never really raised the boys. I'm a pretty soft-spoken person.
She go to church?
She really didn't go to church, but she did believe in God, you know.
What about your dad? What was he like?
He was okay. I mean, like I say, he worked hard when he could. You know, he was a big drinker. You know, like I say, you know, he was okay. He wasn't the best, but he was okay.
What did he do for a living?
He worked, you know, a few different odd jobs.
You know, did he ever have like a stable job or worked a certain job for a long time?
It was like, there was a place called Goodwill. It wasn't like the store. They made like fences, wooden fences, and he worked there for a long, long time.
Was your dad abusive towards you? Or?
You have any brothers or sisters?
I have 3 sisters.
Older, younger?
2 older, 1 younger.
Did anything traumatic ever happen to you while you were a child?
No.
Were you ever sexually abused or anything like that? Were your parents always married, or did they ever get divorced? Or?
They didn't get divorced. They separated after I went to prison. Other than that,
How old were they when that happened?
were they? Maybe mid-30s, I guess. I want to say I was about mid-30s, maybe mid to late 30s.
When you went to prison, or how old were they when they split up?
Mid to late 30s.
Okay.
Asking about Howard's parents and his relationship with them might give the detectives some clue why he might have targeted Jones.
How was your mom when she had you?
25.
Okay. And you were 18 or 19?
Mm-hmm.
18 when you went to prison?
Mm-hmm. I may have calculated that wrong. I said early 40s. She's 25 years older than me. So I'm going to say early 40s. I calculated that wrong.
Why do you think somebody would do that? Kill Naomi? I mean, was she a nice girl?
She's saying she was a pretty good kid.
She pretty for a young girl? I mean,
She was a
cute
kid.
kid?
She was a kid.
I gotcha. So you didn't pick her up and take her somewhere to the store, or
No, sir.
she ask you for a ride that
No,
day
sir.
or anything? So you didn't have her that day and things go a little too far,
No, I
and or maybe y'all are doing stuff and she said something to tick you off or degrade
sir.
you and you felt disrespected
No,
and
sir.
killed her?
No, sir.
Nothing like that?
Nothing like that.
I mean, you seem like you go to the gym, you're in shape.
What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, she's just a little 12-year-old girl. It'd be
Okay,
pretty
well, I guess
easy
I
for you to
mean-
manhandle her, wouldn't it?
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Why's your car and your phone records put you there where her body's
I
done?
have no idea.
I mean, I think it's a pretty sick person that did that to her myself.
Pretty much.
And you're either a pretty sick, cold-blooded killer, or something happened and something went wrong when you and Naomi were doing whatever you were doing.
You said that, you know, and you keep saying that.
It's one or the other.
You've made the gesture of, you know, I've had nothing to do with that child whatsoever. At all.
I don't believe you.
I know you don't.
I mean, you can't explain to me or give me any good reason to believe you. Can you?
And I've told you what it was to me.
Say you're sitting in my shoes and you know what I've just told you. Would you think you did it?
I don't know. I have no idea. So, you know, you have to pretty much go off your instincts of what you think. Would I think you done it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, you're there's a lot of coincidences here. You know her. You're at the
I know of her. I don't know her.
you know who she is.
Yeah, I know who she is, exactly. I know of her, yes.
You know who she is.
Yes.
You live in the same apartment complex she does.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know of Naomi, she's not gonna get in a car with a stranger. So she kind of knows who you are. She feels comfortable around you, says hey to you.
The questions keep returning to why Howard's car and phone were in the area and how Jones ended up in his car. Howard can do nothing but deny anything happened. He can give no reason why his car is there.
Doesn't feel like you're a threat. Your timeline doesn't match up with your phone records. You have the same car that's on the video at the dump site. Your phone put you there at that time. See where I'm going with this?
Okay.
Things don't look good for you. This is your time to tell your story of what went wrong.
I just told you. I didn't have nothing to do with that child. At all.
You know, I know they looked through your
And-
car. I know they looked through your car prior to, you said they looked it up to see whatever looked behind stuff. You do know that this search warrant that we're doing for your car right now is going to be more detailed.
Oh, sure.
And we're going to spray it, we're going
That's
to
fine.
comb it, we're going to,
Okay.
and we're going to find something of her in that vehicle.
Okay. Like I say, the
And we're going to test
the only hair you find.
the blood they found on the side of the vehicle.
The only on the side of it.
Yes.
What if I find blood on the side of it?
It is on the passenger side, in front of the rear tire.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know what the hell that is. But,
You want to see a picture of it?
I mean, if you want to show one, I mean, but I still.
Did you accidentally hit her with the car and got freaked out and you threw her in the car and took
No.
her somewhere because you didn't
No.
want to be in
No, I
trouble
didn't.
for hitting a kid with your car?
No, I didn't.
No?
No. But, as I was saying, like I say, anything you find in that car, you may find it on the front passenger seat, and that'd be like, say, hair belonging to your laundry Mitchell.
Well, that would be sent off and tested.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Do you know the missing child's name?
Yeah, I read it on the flyer. But they got that stuff.
What is it?
Naomi Jones.
Was she scared?
I don't know what she was. I didn't have her.
Did she cry?
I didn't have
Did she try to fight? I heard she was a fighter.
her. I never had her, so I don't know. You asking me things that
Did
I
she have a
haven't-
chance to fight?
I don't know. I have no idea. You asking me things that I don't know nothing about. She wasn't with me. I didn't have her, so I don't know what she could have did, fought,
Did
cry,
she
or
cry
whatever.
for her mama?
I have no idea.
Did she beg you to stop?
I don't know what you're talking about because she was not with me.
Sometimes when a killer is forced to think of the victim as a person rather than an object, they will break down. Howard doesn't seem to fall into this category.
She was not with me. I did not have her. She did not go anywhere with me. I did not pick her up. None of that. I did not ask her to get in my car. She did not get in my car. None of it.
Who was she with?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Where'd you take her?
I didn't take her anywhere. I did not have her. She was not with me.
When you say she, who are you referring to?
Who have we been talking about this whole time?
You tell me.
I'll tell you. You know who we've been talking about. We've only been talking about one person this whole time.
Well, that's
Naomi.
so Naomi was not with you.
No, she wasn't.
And Naomi didn't beg you to stop raping her, or
I didn't rape her.
did she want to have sex with you?
I don't know what she wanted. She wasn't with me.
What prison were you in?
I've been to Bound Correctional Facility and State Correctional Facility.
Where are they?
One is in Atmore, one is in Elmore County, Alabama.
How are the prisons over there? Is it like you're in a dorm or a cell with another person?
They're
Or
different. They vary. All of them are a little different. Some of them have open dormitories. The ones I was at had open dormitories. But you have some with cells. You know. All the things.
Did you ever get raped or anything in
No,
prison?
I did not.
Were you in an open dorm most of the time, or?
Yeah.
What would you do for sexual pleasure in the prison?
Jack off in the shower.
Do you watch a lot of porn or anything?
I don't even have access to that. You talking about now? No.
You got plenty of girls, you don't need porn or whatever. You don't like watching porn?
I just had no desire to really watch it. I had a video, but I never really watched it a lot. Got it from a friend. But
So, you weren't attracted to Naomi?
no.
Do you have you'll have a deck on the back of your apartment, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever spend any time out there?
No. Had no reason to. One time we went out there is to do laundry. When the washing machine broke, never went back out there.
Do you do your laundry there?
Sometimes I have. I've go to the laundromat around the corner from where she lives. But when she had a washer, when I came down the weekend, I would do my laundry there.
What's your place up in Bruton? What's it like?
What's what I like?
Your place where you live in Bruton?
Shit, it's okay. It ain't the best, but it's okay.
I mean, is it a house? I haven't been
It's
there.
a trailer.
Like a single wide
Yes.
house trailer?
Mhm.
How much time do you spend there?
Like I say, a couple nights a week, maybe.
I mean, is it fully furnished? I mean,
Yeah, a small living room suite, and my bedroom stuff, a dresser.
I mean, you got a bed,
Yeah.
dresser,
Yeah.
you got a refrigerator.
Yes. I mean, this refrigerator stove is. I mean, if you look, it's fully furnished. I mean,
Is there food in the refrigerator?
it's not much.
Like what's in there?
A couple of frozen goods in the freezer. In the refrigerator, it's really not much in there at all. Maybe a couple waters and Gatorades or Powerades or whatever.
Do you spend a lot of time there other than just a couple of days a week, or
I say, I mean, I
that
always,
kinda like
always
a
go
little-
check it out. I say when I stay here, when I go ready to go to work, I always go to my trailer first to make sure everything is okay and that it hasn't been broken into or anything or stolen or none of. And I go to work. Then a couple nights a week that I stay there. If I meet my friend there, she meet me there sometime. If I meet her there, that's about it.
Howard is relaxed when asked any questions that he considers irrelevant to the case, but he becomes nervous and uptight whenever asked directly about Jones. He is more at ease being asked about his sexual experiences in prison. It's almost like he would prefer to talk about any subject, no matter how personal or distasteful, than Jones.
is it just kind of, excuse me, is it just kind of like your little sex shack or whatever
No,
up
it's
in
not
Bruton
like that.
for?
That's where I live. That's where I live. When I say I can stay with Lauren no more than 3 days. When I stayed in 3 days, I go home for a day or two. I say I got a friend on the side. We decide to go to my place, we go to my place. We decide to go to her place, we go to her place. And that's what that is. I mean, it's not no love shack. It's not no shack where I go try to have sex. It's my house. It's where I live.
I got you. How long have you had that place?
maybe like the end of 2014, first 2015 maybe.
Do you own it or rent it or?
Rent.
Who's your landlord?
John Pence.
Does he own a bunch of rental properties around
I mean,
there?
it's a trailer park.
Oh, does he own the whole thing, or? No, do you just rent the lot and it's your trailer, or
No,
he owns everything?
He owns everything.
I got you. What do you think happened to Naomi?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I mean, what scenarios have run through your head?
I didn't try to put a scenario on it because I don't know what happened. So
Or maybe you didn't because you know what happened.
no, do I know what happened? Again, like I said, I had nothing to do with that child.
With Naomi?
Naomi, yes, with Naomi.
I mean,
You've probably seen that, huh?
Yeah, I got one in my car.
where'd you get it?
When they were going door to door, they gave us one. And when they was passing out flyers the other day, I got one.
A little 12-year-old innocent girl's dead. Over something petty. She didn't deserve to die.
No one deserves to die.
What'd you say?
No one deserves to die. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like no one deserves to die. You know, people say different things and have their feel differently about different stuff, but I don't think nobody deserves to die.
Can you remember your daughter at that age?
No, not really, because like I said, this is the same girl that the incident happened with, so I never got to see her until I got home and she was much older.
How old was she when you got home?
She was like going on 15 years old.
And you've never really had a relationship with her?
No, like I said we went and ate. We went out and ate a couple times. Like I say, she'll text me from time to time, and things like that. But other than that, never really had anything like that.
Does your daughter like you at all? Oh, so you go talk to your daughter? Or does she hate you because of what she thinks you did to her mom?
We talked about that. Like I said, when we first began having conversations, I asked her about that. Like, is there anything that you want to say, anything that you want to ask about anything? And she was like, no. And I told her from the beginning. I said, nah, this ain't something that you got to do. I mean, I'm not saying, if you don't want to talk to me because of something that you think you know or that you've heard, and that's your decision.
The detectives try to use Howard's daughter to make him feel a connection with Jones, but it isn't effective. Howard doesn't have more than a casual relationship with his daughter, so he can easily remain emotionally disconnected.
I'm not going to be mad with it, which I can't be because she's only going by what she knows, what she's heard. So, but no, it's never been no problem like that.
Why don't y'all why don't y'all spend more time together?
I'm gonna say it's her mom. Really, I mean, it's like when Jackson was born. Now, when we went to Bruton, her mom let her come over there and she stayed for a little while, but it's mainly her mom, you know. So
What's the mom's problem?
you know, I
She
can't
has a
have.
problem with
I really don't know because I can't have any contact with her mom. I can't talk with her mom. We can't verbally talk, speak. Really not supposed to be within like 100 feet of each other. But you know, they allow me to have a relationship with the girl, the child, with Kyla.
Her name's Kyla.
Yes.
So, how are you supposed to coordinate visitation, or how does that work?
If like I say, I would normally just go to her basketball games, and that's where I would see her. Like I said, we went out to eat maybe like twice. If I seen her or we spent time together, my sister would talk with her mom about her coming over to the house, and that's where we would see each other talk at my sister's house.
Your sister live in Bruton as well?
Yes.
How old is she? She older or younger than you?
She's older. She is 38. She's 47.
I got you.
Did your sisters ever molest you?
No.
No? You said 47, so she's about 10 years older than
9
you?
years older than me.
Okay. How about the other two?
Sharika, my next oldest sister, she's 40 something. I'm not really sure exactly because we just got the same dad. We got different mom. And my baby sister, she's like 33, 34.
No inappropriate contact with you, the siblings, when you were growing up? How about you and your daughter, Kyla?
Never.
You ever get accused of touching, molesting?
No.
What I want to know is, I'm trying to give you an out. If you were over in that area when your phone is showing there and your car is there, now's the chance to tell me that, okay, yeah, I went through that area, but I had nothing to do with that.
I had nothing to do with her at all. Period.
Because I have somebody that just told me that they would testify to you being at that site at that time in court. So that's enough right there to show you were there.
How can somebody testify against me? That
The phone data comes from an analyst. That analyst that looked at all that data and said, yep, he was there at that time, using that phone, heading off this tower. He said he would testify in court that you were at that site where we found Naomi.
The detective might not be entirely honest. While it is possible that they have evidence, she could be lying about an expert willing to testify. She is not obligated to be honest, and an expert testimony sounds impressive.
So I'm trying to help you by, if you were there, now's the time to say it.
I had nothing. Honestly, I had nothing to do with being with her, having her, picking her up, dropping her off, anything. Don't know nothing about her. Don't know who got her, who picks her up, who did what. Nothing.
So where were you driving to then when you were over there? Were you going somewhere else? What were you doing?
All shit aside, all bullshit aside. No, I said I don't know nothing about this kid.
And that's fine. I just want to know why you were over there.
When I came home, sometimes when I come home and I ride around to see what I can find out to hook up with.
Okay.
And that's what I was doing.
Did you hook up with anybody that night?
No.
No, you didn't fight? Do you know that area, or you just were
I
driving
just was
around?
driving. Just
Okay.
was driving.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we know you were there, so that, I mean, that makes more sense than saying I was never there, because we know you were.
But as far as having that kid, I ain't never had nothing to do with that kid. Never. That's why I said I was never gonna clean my car out or anything, because I want them to search that car. I want them to put lights, lamps, whatever. There's blood on the side of the car. Don't know where it come from. Don't know nothing about it. Don't know nothing about it. It's only been one person in that car other than me, and that's Yolanda Mitchell. That's why I say any hair you find in the front seat is hers. That's the only place hair should be, or would be, is in their front seat. 'Cause nobody's in the back. The only person that ever gets in the back seat is my son Jackson when I put his seat back there.
When was she in there?
She was in there tonight. I seen her tonight before I came back to Costco.
Okay.
She was in there before that. Maybe a few days. It was within the last few days that she was in there. Also, exact day I don't know, but she was in there a few days ago as well. But as far as that kid, I know nothing about that kid.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you said you were riding around over there, seeing if you could hook up with somebody.
I didn't know where it led to. Because I wasn't trying to get to the interstate. Wasn't trying to go out on the interstate. So I came back and just made a block. And when I went around there, I didn't know where the hell I was, so I turned around and came back out.
I mean, you go to church over at the church
Yes,
right
I
there
just
on
know
the
where that
corner.
church is, but I know nothing else over there.
Why would you be going to that area that you're familiar
I'm
with,
just
because you
riding
go to
looking.
church there?
Riding and looking.
And I mean, it's not a residential place. There's a church there, business across the street, woods, and then, some houses down the road there. Why would you be looking for somebody to hook up with there, though?
I mean, just riding. Like I say, you'd be surprised at the people that you will run across just riding. Believe me. I'm not going to say you'd be surprised, because being in law enforcement, you probably them heard about or whatever. But just riding.
I mean, I used to be a patrol deputy in that area and worked midnights in that area. There's never anybody around that
I never
area.
said it was anybody there. I said I'm riding and looking. I never said I found. I mean, that's my. Other than going to church over there, that's the only time I've ever just been through there. Like I said, I rode around, went through that loop, didn't know where the hell I was. So I went down so far, didn't see anything. I turned around and came back out.
How long? So, describe to me what happened when you get in that area. Tell me exactly where you drove.
Howard claims that he was driving around that area looking for women to hook up with, but the timing is too convenient for that to be believable.
Exactly where I drove. Okay. Came in, went all the way down, all the way back around. Just followed the road all the way back out. When I got back out, so it came back out by the interstate. It was like a hotel or something back there. Went in through the hotel, looked, didn't see anybody out the hotel, came back out, came back up.
What hotel was it?
I have no idea. I just knew it was a hotel back there. As soon as you come out that curve, come on back around, it's a hotel that sits for down. I have no idea what it was. I just
Is
knew
it in the curve, like right across from the interstate?
Mm-hmm.
And you drove around the parking lot in there?
Went in, turned around, came out, and come back out the same way. Come back up. When I got up there, I turned, went around there, came back out. When I went in so far, went down. It's like a little neighborhood. Like I said, I don't know the outlet of it, so I went down, followed the road around, got down. It's like I don't know what you call it. When you come into, it's just like snow. It's like a dead end, basically. I turned around there and came back out.
Did you know that that's where we ended up finding Naomi later on? Did you learn that? That
Yeah.
that was the location that
Yeah.
you were driving around, was that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where we found her?
Yeah, I seen that one on the live feed when I was looking at the live feed.
Were you surprised that that was where she was located and you were there just recently? And
I thought about it, like, well, damn, I said to myself, damn, I was over there. But, I didn't think no more of it. I was like, well, I ain't have shit to do with that, so,
Did you ever stop right there on that bridge?
no. I didn't stop at all.
So you always were
It was
Moving.
constantly
driving
moving.
through
Yes,
there?
constantly moving. I never
how
stopped.
fast do you think you were going through there?
About maybe like 20, 25, maybe.
So now, now that we're being honest about the phone stuff, we know earlier when you said you weren't at the apartments at the 1:30, but we show you at the apartments at 1:30. Maybe did you have your time confused, or did you happen to stop in and forgot about it?
I know what I'm saying, it confused, but like I said, I know I dropped Lauren off at 12, and like I said, I never really kept up with the time from that.
Do you remember stopping back into the apartments after dropping her off at work?
Yeah, because I had to go back and get my own wallet because I was supposed to have to keep my ID on me all times.
Okay.
What if I could tell you that you stopped on that bridge?
Where?
Right there where she was found. When you turn off Detroit on Ashland there, you go up past that business a little ways and there's a bridge there with big concrete things and rails on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's not the only place. The only time I stopped when I got back after that corner. That stop sign.
You never stopped on that bridge? You sure about that?
Yes.
Thought we were being truthful.
We are.
No, we're not. Why'd you stop on the bridge?
Did not stop on the bridge. I stopped at the stop sign.
Yeah, you stopped there.
Mm-hmm.
But you also stopped on the bridge.
Okay.
And I can prove you did.
Okay.
Why'd you stop on the bridge?
You say you can prove I can. I mean, if you say you can prove I can, then tell me why I stopped on the bridge. Because I did not stop on the bridge.
You stopped on the bridge to put her body in the water. Naomi's body.
The detective leaves a long pause after each question. This tactic makes the suspect uncomfortable and feels the need to fill the awkward silence.
Did you throw her over the rail, or did you drag her around the side? That's the question I had. I was
Didn't
wondering
throw her on the
about.
rail. I didn't drag her on the side. I did not dump nobody. I did not dump a body anywhere. She was not in my car. Anything.
Is she in your trunk?
No. No. Not at all. Not
Why
at all.
are you stopped on that bridge a minute and a half, 2 minutes?
And I did not stop on the bridge.
The video shows otherwise.
Okay.
Two different places had video right there
Okay. Well.
on Ashland. It's undeniable that you stopped
You said
on
minute.
the
It stopped a minute and a
bridge.
half, 2 minutes.
Yes.
If something like that was to happen, then you got clear cut picture. If that's the case,
He asked you, why'd you stop?
I did not stop.
It's right there.
So you got a picture saying that I was stopped on the bridge. So that means you got a picture of me apparently dumping his body.
No, it's obstructed, but you could see that you came in, stopped, and didn't come out. At least for 2 minutes. That shows you stopped.
What about that?
You were sitting on the bridge, and a car came by, and you drove off, pulled back out on Detroit, turned around in the driveway, and then pulled back on. Am I lying?
Car passed by when
I-
you first
I did
tried to
not-
stop. Went down when you saw it, went to the stop sign, waited for that car to get out of the way, came back around, and got back up on the bridge.
Tell me I'm lying.
That's exactly what happened.
I didn't show you the video, bud.
Okay.
I'm not lying.
I don't know about it.
Who dumped the body?
I don't know. I didn't dump it. Wasn't me.
Why are you stopped on the bridge? Look, man, what went wrong?
What do you mean what went wrong? I don't know what went wrong. I didn't have nothing to do with the child.
Do you know her to be promiscuous? Was she flirting with you?
I don't know
or
anything. I've never had any kind of contact with this child.
did you think she maybe have been older? And
I know this is a child. I've never had anything to do with this. Never. Other than speaking to that child when they spoke to me, that was it.
That child right there?
Yes,
Naomi?
Naomi. Yes.
she's cute. Was cute.
I mean, if I dump this body that y'all say, I mean, y'all should find something from me on her, or from her in my vehicle or whatever. If this is what I'm supposed to have done.
It's not it.
You know, when a jury sees that and hears your story, you know, if you showed some remorse or tell us what really happened, you know, that may make a difference in the end. But if you're going to sit there and just act like
But you want me to sit here and tell you something, or tell you that I've done something what I haven't done. That's what you want me to do.
no,
I'm not saying that, you know, what you're saying about this jury thing, you know, like I say, they gon' when they hear it or see it or view it or whatever, they gonna feel how they feel. But at the same time, like I said, I didn't kill her, I didn't touch her, I didn't dump her body. So therefore, you want me to say I did this when I didn't do this.
But you did. Why else would you be stopped on that bridge? I mean, we probably asked you 12, 15 times why you were in that area. And then the best you can come up with, I was riding around looking for somebody to hook up with. Ain't nobody in that area to hook up with.
I mean, hell, I know that now. Shit, I rode the area. Shit, I didn't see anything out.
You knew that before you went there because you've been there before.
I've never been over there before. Like I said, other than
You
going
go to church right
okay,
across the street.
the church, as far as I've ever been until I rode through that neighborhood.
When you pull out to get on Detroit, you can see right across there. You knew what was there.
No, I didn't. No.
Howard is backed into a corner and cannot explain his presence on the bridge. The detectives are sticking with this point because it seems like the line of questioning is most likely to get him to confess.
anybody would know what was there. If you pull out on Detroit right there, I mean, from the church, you can see straight across the road. Robert, look at me. Why were you stopped on the bridge?
I was not stopped on the bridge.
You can't deny that because you could see it. You don't come out the other side. You're stopped there. Even though you can't see the car at the time, you know you don't go forward or backward. You know you're stopped. To deny it, again, like the phone stuff, it's there. It's...
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Do you use like pills, Viagra, any type of pills for male enhancement or anything? No. You don't have any problems with that? Okay.
Like those little supplements you buy from the store.
No. What is that supposed to mean?
No, I'm just curious.
Of what?
If you have problems getting hard on.
Never have. Never have. And as far as me fucking a 12-year-old, I never. Never.
How about you and Lauren?
They don't
Like,
even, that kind of child don't even appeal to me no kind of way. To the point of I would even think about trying to have sex with a child. That kind of stuff didn't cross my mind.
Maybe you weren't attracted to her. Maybe you were angry with her about something.
Angry with her about what? Me and the child have never even had a conversation. So why would I be angry with her? Like I said, other than speaking with that child, hey and bye, that's it.
You try and sleep over there and they're always outside ringing your doorbell,
I'm
making noise,
up,
pissing you off.
I'm up probably before anybody in that complex. I said I don't sleep late. Even when I work late, I don't sleep late. I don't.
I gotcha.
So having a problem sleeping. Only time I've ever had to leave out of there about noise is the guy downstairs up on the playing the music real loud, like 2 in the morning. I went down there one night and asked him to turn it down. Other than that, never had a problem with nobody there. Never.
what's your sex life with Lauren? Like,
Fine.
you guys do anything crazy, kinky?
It's regular old sex life.
No S&M, no BDSM, all that crazy stuff people do nowadays. Did you know your downstairs neighbors were into that kind of stuff?
I don't know nothing about him other than seeing him. Same thing, in and out the door. He liked to talk a lot. But other than that, I don't know what he was into. I know he played a lot of loud music. And kept a couple of his friends. Other than that, I don't know.
You ever choke Lauren out when you were having
Hell
sex?
no.
No?
It's crazy.
Is that what happened with Naomi? She was making too much
About
noise?
me, I don't know what happened with her. She wasn't with me. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Why'd you keep driving onto that road and you drive off, turn around, and go back?
I told you what I did.
I mean, when you got in that area, you didn't really leave. You wouldn't drive far away. You just drove around the corner, pulled into somebody's driveway, Back up, turn around, come back. I mean,
I'll tell you what I wanted her to do. That's what I went in there for. Drove all the way around to the little dead end area, which was like other roads that veered off. But like I said, I didn't roll down a little bit and.
Although the questions about his sex life were uncomfortable, Howard was able to stay calm as he answered. He instantly becomes more irate whenever Jones is mentioned, and his body language tightens up.
when you left there, which way did you go home?
Same way I came in. Back out of 29.
When you left from the bridge in that area, you drove back up in the neighborhood back in there?
When I went home,
Mm-hmm.
I came back out to 29.
So you drove through the neighborhood back in there to 29?
Like I said, I went into the neighborhood, and like I said, don't know much about the neighborhood. I've never been in it. Like I said, I drove. When I got to this like a little dead end area, I turned around there, came back out.
How
Came
long
back
did
out
it
to the
take you
stop
to
sign.
turn back out?
Not long. Just followed down through there till I just kept going straight. I never did turn. I just kept going straight until I got down to the dead end area. It's just like a little circle area right there. Just didn't go anywhere. Just some houses. And I say it's like a circle in front of the houses. Turned around and came back out. Came back out to the stop sign. Took a right. Came back out 29. Went back to the apartment.
Did you stop anywhere on your way home? So you say you went down Detroit to 29?
Mm-hmm.
You go across 29 on Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
the red light there at Old Palafox, you go across and get on Johnson.
Straight all the way back out. All the way down.
Then you got to a stop sign and just turn left or right.
Left.
And then which way did you turn on Johnson?
Right.
How far do you think that is from your apartment?
I have no idea.
You go anywhere else in Pensacola to pick up women?
I said I made blocks here and there, you know. I said I made a block here and there. I said I see something and I'll try to holler at them. If not, I go to the apartment.
Where do you go?
Hmm?
Where do you go? Have you ever had any luck picking any women up?
Yeah.
In Pensacola?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Where do we go?
No, where have you picked
I
them
mean,
up?
I've actually picked one up like right down the street over by West Florida. Another time up there like at the corner by Hardy's, right there coming back in off 9 Mile. And only 2 times.
Like 9 Mile and University right
Mhm,
there at the
yeah.
Hardee's? What did you pick up there? A college girl?
I don't think she was even in school.
She young?
Nah, she was older.
She worked there at Hardee's or what?
Shit, I don't think she worked there. I don't know where she worked.
Where'd y'all hook up?
Went to her little place.
First night you met her just like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you must be able to talk some pretty good game then.
I mean, shit, it ain't really about no game. I mean, shit, just state your business. Hell, ain't no need of playing. I mean, shit, this is what I'm trying to do. You know.
Do you pay for it or?
No, I ain't never paid for it. They talking about paying, I just fuck that. You know, I understand, you know, everybody got their hustle of what they got to do, but I'm not paying for it.
So they're just looking to have a good time too, huh?
The story becomes even weaker when Howard says he isn't looking for prostitutes. The odds of cruising the street and finding random women willing to hook up with a stranger is limited at best. Howard's voice holds no confidence. He's just tossing lines out and hoping the detectives will accept everything at face value.
What about Naomi's mom that lives down there? Did you ever try to pick her up?
No.
You ever talk to her?
We never had, if we've ever spoken.
Is there a reason for just not
I mean, no, I mean, just,
communicating with
no.
her? Or?
It's not just like I say, I've seen her a lot. You know, same thing, just they coming in or coming out, we coming in, coming out. Same thing, I mean, just, other than that, we just never really spoken. No issue or reason as to why, just never had.
You know how much better you'll feel if you got it off your chest? I know it has to be weighing on you. I know it. Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I do.
I know it's weighing. I know it's weighing on you. I know it. It's weighing on you. And if you get it out, you're gonna feel
Get what out?
better.
Because like I'm like I've told you, I did nothing to Naomi. I didn't touch Naomi. I hadn't been with Naomi. She didn't get into my vehicle. I didn't force her to anything. Nothing. Nothing. This little girl right here, Naomi. I had nothing to do with her.
So it's just one big old coincidence.
It's just some hell of a shit, but I did not have anything to do with this child. Nothing. You know, as weird as this shit may seem, I had nothing to do with this child. Naomi.
Then why are you stopped on that bridge?
I did not stop on the bridge.
See, when you lie about simple stuff like that, then we know you're lying about the big stuff. Simple stuff that we can say, oh yeah, we see it, and it stops, and it goes. So when you lie about those little things, those big things, how are you going to ever be believed?
People have their own, you know, belief and perception of things. You know, I can see what you're saying,
You know?
but
It's right there, so for you to say you didn't, did you get out to check something on the car?
you know,
Did you just stop?
I didn't stop.
This probably wasn't the first time you've hooked up with Naomi.
I've never hooked up with this child. I've never done anything with this child. Ever.
Did you get her pregnant? And
Who?
you get Naomi pregnant?
I
That's why
haven't
you
done
had to
anything
kill
with this
her?
child. I've never been with this child.
'Cause
Why
you knew.
why do you keep insinuating? I'm telling you that I've never been with this child, but you stated trying to say things to, I guess, make me feel some type of way to tell you that I've had sex with this child. I haven't had sex with this child. So regardless of how you put it or how you may think about it or how you may think it may have happened or went, I've never had sex, been with this child, touched this child, anything. Naomi, I've never. Never.
So what would you say once they come back with the DNA in your car that belongs to her, or the blood that's on the side of the car that belongs to her? What would you say to that?
If it's blood on the side of that car,
That belongs to
doesn't-
her. Say that.
Hold on. Let me say this, because you're trying to put things in my mouth.
No,
now.
I'm just saying.
No,
what would you
yes
say?
you are. Yes you are.
Okay,
yes
go
you
ahead.
are.
Go ahead.
If there's blood on the side of that car, It did not come from this child because this child has never been in my car. You will not find anything from this child in my car. You will not find anything that has to do with Naomi in my car.
But if we did,
There's no if. There's no if. Because she's never been in there. There's no if.
what about your house in Bruton?
Okay, you'll find nothing in there either.
What about the apartment over here?
You find nothing in there either. Like I've told you, I don't know of a time them kids have ever been in there. Ever. I said it was a while, a long time ago that Lauren said that they missed the bus, her and her brother missed the bus, and they asked to use her phone to call their mom. And that was so long ago. That wasn't even this year. I think it was like last school year or something. But it's been a very long time. Other than that, you will find nothing. Comb it, please. All of it. All of it.
I could see it in your eyes. It's weighing on you.
See?
This is
But-
this is
well,
gonna be
if
so
you say
much-
you see it, then so be it. Because all this other stuff you talking about, what you see on me, what's weighing on me.
I can
Man,
see
y'all been. That's what y'all do.
your voice,
y'all
your
train.
voice quivers. You're shaking. Your
I'm
lips
shaking
are
where?
dry. Your throat's dry. Your mouth's dry. All the reaction of somebody that's got a lot of stuff just pressing down because they know that they know something about this girl.
Yeah.
The detective points out all of the behaviors that Howard is exhibiting. Everything adds up to indicate that he is lying or trying to hide information.
And they want to tell it. So if there's something you know about what happened to her, and that's why, you lied initially about where you were at.
I know nothing about this child. Who she's been with, where she went, who she went with. I don't know nothing. Nothing. Or any other child for that matter. Had nothing to do with that.
Why would you say any other child?
I'm just saying, just put it out there. Because I've never messed with a child, period. That's why I'm saying it.
So you didn't get Naomi pregnant and kill her because she was pregnant, and you figured
I'm put like this here. If the child is pregnant, I mean, damn sure ain't by me. Damn sure ain't by me. I can guarantee that. If she's pregnant, or she's found pregnant, or seen to be pregnant, I can guarantee you it's not by me. I can guarantee that. Because I've never, ever, whatsoever.
you don't feel bad about what you did.
I ain't did nothing.
I mean, you feel bad what happened to Naomi?
I'm sorry for what happened to her. I mean, I hate whatever it is has happened to her. But I say it wasn't because of me.
What were your thoughts about what happened to her when they first said they found her dead? What were your thoughts about what might have happened to her?
Like I told him when you stepped out early, he asked me that same thing. I mean, I'm like, well, damn, I really don't know what happened to her.
What usually would you think happens to a young girl that gets kidnapped,
Somebody
killed?
them snatched the girl up and killed her. I mean,
Usually, though,
Or-
there's
I mean,
a motive in
tried,
taking a girl.
maybe tried to take her off somewhere and have sex with her or whatever, and I don't know. I say shit, maybe he had her somewhere and shit didn't go like he thought it was gonna go or thought they were gonna go and killed her. I mean, shit, it's a number of things that can run across as a scenario. What you think?
It's understandable. She is a cute girl. She looks a little older than her age. She acts a little older than her age. She
I don't
dresses
see how she looks older.
provocatively.
I don't see how she looks older than her age. Because, like I say, it looks like a child to me.
She looks like, I would say, 13.
That's still considered a child.
Yeah, but she's mature for her age. As Mama and all her friends and family have said that she's mature for her age. You don't think so?
I don't know. I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm just.
You just
looking
gave
to
that
listen.
look like you don't think so. No?
I mean, I don't know because I haven't been around her like that to know
Mhm.
how she is. So, I don't know. No, I'm just listening. Like, you know.
Yeah. You know. I can understand if, you were attracted to her.
I wasn't at all whatsoever. I mean, y'all can say you can understand this and you can see this, but that's not the case. I was not. Honestly, I've never been attracted to children or a child. Never.
Have you ever been in a situation like this before?
Dealing with a child?
Just this kind of situation where there may be an accusation against you and a younger child. Has there any been?
No.
So if I were to talk to like family, friends, everybody that
You
been
can
around
talk
you
to
for your,
anybody that knows me.
nobody knows
and
of any
no
incident.
no one would ever tell you anything about, okay, well, he had an incident with a child, he been accused of this, or,
Other than the 2 rapes. That
other than
the charges of those.
Other than that, nobody ever tell you anything like that.
Howard refuses to budge from his stance that he was never attracted to Jones, but it's hard to believe anyone in his situation would say differently.
That I've done anything to a child, or mistreated a child, or hurt a child, or anything like that. Friends, family, however, other folks' children, family's children, nobody ever tell you that.
So you believe in God. You said your mom never took you to church really when you were growing up, right?
No, she never went to church.
So you weren't really religious.
I'm not saying I'm religious. You don't have to go to church to be religious.
No, you don't. I agree completely.
But it's just that she never really went when we were kids. She never really went, so we never really went. As we got older and was able to go on our own. We began to go. It wasn't every Sunday, but we would go. But other than that, no.
Have you, as you grew into an adult, have you seen a different side, like, of yourself with God and church, and than you were growing up with your mom? Do you go more?
Yeah.
You're something that you'd want to do rather than be drugged to do, like when you were growing up.
But as I got older, yeah, you see, I guess it's just, as you get older, you want a better understanding of whatever it is that's being said.
Yeah.
So you tend to either go more for that purpose, or you just because either you're made to go and you learn from that, or you just begin to go on your own and you learn from that. So, but it's like I said, as we got older, we just began to go more on our own. Like I said, it wasn't every Sunday, but we went.
So you believe in all the, life after, and and you're good with what you're telling us and doing right here, as being that type of person, being a believer in God, that you would be comfortable with some of the stuff that's been happening and been going on and what you've been telling us, and that there's nothing that you feel like maybe you should get out now and have a chance to get out now.
What out? Like I said, what does I need to get out? Because I'm telling you,
the truth.
I didn't do anything to that child.
It's weighing on you. I could see it.
You've been saying this for the longest about
Yes.
something weighing on me,
Yeah.
and you see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see your body. I see how it's reacting to this.
Okay. As I was saying, I've done nothing to that child. I didn't hurt nor harm this child at all, Naomi. because I don't think he likes me saying this child. But I did not hurt or harm Naomi.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I think
You have your choices to believe or not to believe. We all do. I mean, so that's your choice.
either you hurt her or something else happened. I mean,
Whatever happened, it wasn't with me. Whatever may have happened to her, it wasn't with me.
don't you think it's odd that you were at the apartments at the time she went missing? And
What does that have to do with anything? I mean, a lot of people was at the apartments the time she went missing.
But a lot of people at the apartment weren't at the place where she was dumped.
Okay, but like I said, because
Nobody at the apartments was at the place she was dumped.
because I end up in that area, that has to mean that I dumped the body. Or I did something to her and throw her out somewhere.
But you're the only person that's been
I
at
just
the place
asked-
she was
I mean,
picked
okay.
up and the place she was dumped.
And what does that have to mean? I ain't gonna say what does that have to do because I see what you're saying. But
Yeah.
at the same
I
time,
mean, it's obvious.
no, it's not obvious. Because, I mean,
Well,
by
then-
me being there, that has nothing to do with, saying that she disappeared because I was there. That has nothing to do with that.
Well, you were there at 1:30.
But that has nothing to do
But listen,
with
I'm not asking about you right now. You were there at 1:30 when she was taken. What did you see?
nothing.
You didn't see anybody else take her, right?
No.
She went missing at 1:30.
Well, if I'm not outside, they said 1 o'clock, so now it's 1:30. But either way, between 1 and 1:30, however, like I said,
1:30.
Okay.
Trust me.
okay, that's fine. You saying 1:30 because you said I was still at 1:30, right?
1:30.
That's why you're saying that?
Your phone was at the apartments
Okay.
at 1:30. That's
Exactly.
what I'm saying.
Like I said, so you're saying that I took her just because she was there at 1:30.
I'm asking you right now. This question is, what did you see when you were there at 1:30? Because that's when she went missing.
I didn't see anything.
So if it
I was
wasn't
in the
you,
apartment.
if it wasn't you, what did you see that could help me find out who took her?
I don't know. I mean, if I'm not, I don't live with them. I don't know what she does. I don't know anything about what goes on in her parents' apartment. So therefore, I mean, how can I tell you something about what's going on with there, or who she may have left with, or who she may have been talking to? I'm not out there with them. I'm not.
Don't you think it's odd though that you're there, then you're at the dump site, and you wait on the bridge where she's thrown over or dragged around?
I'm pretty sure that, if you were drug around, you'll be able to tell it. If you were thrown over, you'll be able to tell it. But it wasn't by me.
Howard holds out against the interrogation techniques and remains firm in his denial that he ever harmed Jones. Robert Howard was arrested for the murder of Naomi Jones on June 7, 2017. The next day, while in jail, Howard admitted to strangling Jones and throwing her body from a bridge. On August 18, 2021, Howard confessed once more during his trial. While both attorneys agreed that he murdered Jones, the motive for his crime was in question. His trial was scheduled to last 4 days, but was postponed due to COVID. Howard was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like the video. And if you want to support the channel even more, there's a Patreon link in the description below. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.